Hi guys, how's it going? We are in Unit 6, Lesson 4 today. This is Mrs. Trosvik down in House 6B. We are going to be talking about now actually solving our equations and solving for our variables. This is where it gets fun, so I hope you guys like this. It's one of my favorite things to do. Let me make sure I lock my screen before we begin. On the top, we're going to start with addition and subtraction today. We are starting with the easy peasy versions because addition and subtraction go hand in hand and they are the opposites of each other. So today we are working with addition and subtraction because they are opposites of each other. We are on lesson 4, teacher page. All right, so first step, one-step equations. First example, if we are subtracting a number from a variable, we would have x take away 3 equals 5. I just simply know that I have to get x by itself on one side of the equal sign. It doesn't matter which side, but we have to get x by itself. So in order to solve, we want x ideally by itself on one side of the equal sign. In order to do that, you have to do the opposite. So if it says subtract, we're going to actually add. If it says add, we're going to subtract, but sometimes there are exceptions to that rule. And I'll go over that in a second. All right, so the first example is I have a variable and I'm taking 3 away from it. I have a number, I take 3 away and I get the answer of 5. I know some of you guys can do this in your head, but you can't explain why. Okay, so realistically, the opposite of subtract is to add. If I want x by itself on this side, that means I have to get rid of minus 3. In order to get rid of minus 3, I have to add 3 to it. So 3 take away 3 would give me 0. So that's where this comes into play. Negative 3 plus a positive 3 is also 0. Once I get rid of that, I have to do the same on each side of the equal sign. I can't just magically make a number disappear. So if I add 3 on this side, I have to add 3 on this side as well. Now, 3 plus a negative 3, a negative 3 plus a positive 3 equals 0. So that's where I got this 0. Then I add 5 plus 3 and I get 8. So x equals 8. We get x by itself. That's when we get our final answer. If this confuses you and this step is really frustrating, I always just say take the opposite and do it on the other side. And I'll show you that in our examples, okay? Down below. Example number 2. This time we have a variable plus 3 equals 10. So instead of adding, we are going to subtract. So we're going to take y and we're going to take 3 away. So we have plus 3 and then we're going to take 3 away. So y plus 3 is my original equation. If I want y by itself, I have to take 3 away from 3, so I get 0. What I do to one side of the equal sign, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to take 10 and take 3 away as well. Now, y plus 3 take away 3. Well, this is going to give me 0. So that leaves me with y plus 0, or just y. Then it also gives me 10 minus 3, which equals 7. As you can see, they did those steps down below, and y should equal 7. All right. You can also check your answer by putting this number in for your variable. So if we were to go back and put 8 in for x, 8 take away 3 will give me 5. If my number works back in the original equation, then obviously I got the right number for the variable. Same thing with 7. If I were to take 7 and put it back in here and do 7 plus 3, I would get 10. Because 7 plus 3 is 10, which means that we did the correct thing and we got y as 7. All right, next example. This is where it gets a little bit trickier. If our variable comes second in a subtraction problem, you will not do the opposite. You will actually try and get x to the other side. So instead of getting your number to the other side, you're going to actually try and move the x to the other side of the equal sign, which means you have to move the number. So you're going to have to move the number and the letter. This is a little trickier. I do have a cheat sheet for this, but let's start with the actual method and why it works. So if I take x from 5 and I get 2, I can't simply take 5 away, because this is a positive 5, and take 5 away from 2, because that would give me a negative 3 equals a negative x. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so for you guys, since you don't understand negative numbers yet, we are going to take x and move it. So instead of a negative x, I'm going to add a positive x because this is just going to cancel each other out and give me 0, right? Now, what I do to one side of the equal sign, I have to do to the other. So right now I have 5 take away 0 because I added an x to a negative x, and I'm going to put 2 plus x on the other side. So 2 plus x equals 5 take away 0. Now, I have 2 plus x. I want x by itself. So instead of adding 2, I need to take 2 away. So what I do to this side, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to take my positive 2 and take 2 away. But I'm also going to take 2 from the 5 that was left on this side of the equation. So 5 minus 2, 2 minus 2 equals 0 now. And now I have 0 plus x equals 5 take away 2 is 3. So I have 3 equals 0 plus x, which means that x just equals 0. Okay. If you think that doesn't work, just go back and put 3 in. Well, if I go back and I do 5 take away 3, I will get 2, so it does work. My answer matches my equation. All right, let's go down below. B plus 9 equals 15. The opposite of add would be subtract. So I'm going to take 9 away from both sides. This is going to leave me with b plus 0 equals 15 take away 9, which is 6. Now, anything plus 0 is just that letter. B equals 6. If we go back and check our answer, 6 plus 9 does equal 15. So I did my equation correctly. Make sure you circle what b equals. All right, our second example. I have a positive 8 plus c equals 12. I want c by itself, so instead of adding, I'm going to take 8 away from both sides. 8 take away 8 gives me 0 plus c. 12 take away 8 on this side of the equal sign gives me 4. 0 plus c equals 4, so that means 4 has to equal c. If I want to make sure if I'm correct, I put 4 back in. 8 plus 4 will give me 12, so therefore C is correct. All right, last one on this page. We have E plus 12, or on this section, sorry. On this section, we have E plus 12 equals 20. The opposite would be to subtract 12 from both sides of my equal sign. 12 take away 12 is 0, 20 take away 12 is 8. Now I have 8 equals 0 plus E. Don't forget to bring that equal sign down. Anytime we add 0, we just get the letter equals the number. E equals 8. Check my work. 8 plus 12 equals 20. So yes, I did it correctly. All right, let's jump to the subtraction side. D minus 5 equals 7. Since I have a starting number and I'm taking 5 away from it, I can do the opposite and add 5 to get me back to 0. Negative 5 plus a positive 5 equals 0. 7 minus 5 is going to, or 7 plus 5, sorry, my apologies, is going to give me a total of 12. And then I have 0 plus D left, or 0 minus D. It's not going to matter what our symbol is. Let's just keep it what the equation has. D take away 0. If I take nothing away, I still have D. So I have D equals 12. If I go back and put 12 in, 12 take away 5, does it equal 7? Yes, it does. Beautiful. So therefore 12 equals D, and D equals 12. 2, we have F take away 10. My variable comes first again. So F take away 10, we have to do the opposite. Instead of subtracting, we're going to add 10. We're going to add 10, which is going to give me a negative 10 plus a positive 10, which equals 0. A positive 15 plus a positive 10 is going to give me 25. I go back and put F take away 0 equals 25, which means F has to equal 25. If I go back and check it, does 25 take away 10 equal 15? Yes, it does. We did it correctly. All right. G minus 8 equals 9. Last one. I'm going to take the opposite of subtract, and I'm going to add to both sides of the equal sign, and I get 17 equals 0. G take away 0 equals 17, which means that G has to equal 17. All right. Good luck, you guys. Just don't forget, when you have an equation with a number first that's subtracting a variable, you're going to subtract instead of add. You can't do the opposite, or you're going to have to move both your variable and a number. It's a little bit extra steps. All right. Your teachers might have some different cheater methods to help you through it. I know my class, I do. If you need to, reach out to your teachers. Otherwise, have a good day, guys. Finish the student page and follow any directions from your teachers of what to do next. Do that entire student page, solve for each variable. Good luck. Bye, guys. Have a good day.